Good afternoon, Tom James. Come on in. We are ready to start. We will start the program in 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Come find your seats.
Five minutes, Tom James. 5 minutes until our start time. Two minutes until showtime. Come on in and take a seat. Tom James, welcome to Tampa. We are 1 minute from our first general session starting. 1 minute remaining.
Tom James, welcome to Tampa. We are coming off of a record-breaking month. Make that 2 record-breaking months in a row. This week, we are setting our sights on another record-breaking year and our focus on growing our company to new heights. You're going to hear the vision from our new president of Tom James Retail, Jason Caldwell. Ivan Luna will show you what a shift in mindset and connecting with the Tom James opportunity can do for your career. And Elise Shinsky will give you a clear path to growth in 2026. That, along with the focused breakout sessions and the Horizon training this week, will equip you with the knowledge and insight you need to make this year your very best. To guide you through the meeting, let's welcome our MCs for the week, LeVar Smith and Sheila Khanna. Here we grow.
Welcome back together. Tom James, the best sales force in the world.
Welcome back, Tom James.
Welcome back. We're back in the building. Yeah. Thank you, O-Town. Thank you. Atlanta, what's up? Y'all show some love for Sheila. Where y'all at, ATL? All right. Isn't it good to be back, Sheila?
So good to be back, y'all. We're in Champa Bay.
Tampa Bay? What's that?
I mean, they've only had Tom Brady here. We got the lightning strikes twice right across the street from us.
Really?
Home of the Buccaneers. Come on.
Tampa Bay Bucks. So they call it Champa Bay, huh? That is awesome. Well, we want to thank the Tampa Bay office for hosting us this week. Where are you guys at, Tampa? There you go.
Woo.
Thank you for being such gracious hosts. It's going to be an awesome week.
Heck yes, it is.
Indeed.
Here to grow some more,
Here
right?
we grow, coming off of 2 record-breaking months, as you
Y'all
are
were
all on
cooking
fire.
this fall. Good grief.
Can't wait to see what 26 has in store, right?
Oh, yeah.
What are we going to do today? We're going to recognize some Hall of Fame achievers this morning. Y'all want to recognize them? People who break records every day,
Heck yes.
you know? And then we'll get to hear a special speech from a special person later this evening, Mr. Jason Caldwell. That's going to be awesome. Give it up, give it up, give it up. But before we get into all of that, Sheila, what are we going to do?
I mean, who doesn't like free clothes in this place?
That's right. I feel fortunate. We should show some love, right?
To the people who make this possible,
Yes.
to get your designer classic package today.
Designer classic.
English American.
Yes.
IS.
Suit, shirt, and tie. I feel like we need some ground rules for the drawing, Sheila.
All right. Well, you have to be here.
We know you got to be here.
When we call out your name and number, you have to jump from your seat, come running up, come claim your prize like it's the Price is Right, right?
Yes. What if they decide that they want to decline the gift? Can they do that?
You can totally decline, but you can't give it away to the person of your choice.
That's right, Alex Homer.
Pick another number and give it away freely. Right?
Indeed. All
Sound
right.
Good?
All right. Let's give it a little whirl here and see what we got, Sheila.
Not peeking. Okay. We got a good number here.
All right.
6,
9,
4,
7.
4. Allison Piner.
Allison, come on through.
Here we go.
She's going to have a new suit and tie. Come on up, Allison. Congratulations. Designer classic extraordinaire. Come on in for this photo op.
Come on, fashion.
Your lucky day. All right. Give it up
Congratulations.
for Allison, y'all. Congratulate her. Yeah. All right. We get to go into some special recognition this morning.
Let's talk
this
about
afternoon.
some Hall of Famers
Hall
this
of
year, please.
People who break records, right? Doing things that have never been accomplished in this company at the best of the best, y'all. And they are incredibly inspiring to me, Sheila.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask Todd and the division team to come up to take a photo with these special people. And when we call your name, you will come up to, is it stage right? Take your photo, and then you will exit stage left.
And we'll just be doing individual photos, so come on up and then
Individual.
come on off.
Indeed. All right, we ready? Let me start it off for you.
Heck
Sheila?
yeah,
I'll
go
start us
ahead.
off. All right, so we have President's Cabinet Club, number 2 all time in 9 months, Miss Madison Worley from Jacksonville, Florida. She's not here. She has not quite made it, but we can still give her a round of applause.
She's stuck in traffic, y'all, but give her a huge round of applause.
Yes, and let her know about it when she gets here, okay?
Next, we've got Riley Scholl, President's Cabinet Club, number 1.
Riley!
8 months, San Francisco.
Up next, we have Miss Taylor Wright from Salt Lake City, President's Cabinet Club Restarter, number 6 all time in 10 months to hit President's Cabinet as a restarter, y'all. Give it up for Taylor, y'all.
Next up, we've got Grant Reeder from the Houston office. Chairman's Club Restarter, number 3 in 25 months.
Wow.
Give it up for Grant, y'all.
Grant. Up next, she is no stranger to this recognition, Miss Tiffany Reynolds, Tampa, Florida, Millionaires Club Restarter, number 3, 38 months. Tiffany Reynolds. All right. Oh, she's coming.
coming.
There she is. All right. Woo! Congrats, Tiffany. Wow.
Well, this is a familiar face. Let's give it up for Sarah Bentley. Pikes Peak Club, number 3. Top of the Mountain, number 3. Hayes Ambassadors Club, number 3.
Yes, Sarah. 3-time Hall of Famer? Wow. 3 times. All right, another 3-timer from the Heights, Fran Kabeski. First up, Pikes Peak Club in 40 months. Number 2, Top of the Mountain Club in 35 months. And number 2, Hayes Ambassador Club in 32 months, y'all.
Woo! Let's give it up for Dan Milas, Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, Milas, the machine.
Mount Lincoln Club, number 5 in 146 months.
Woo.
Way to go, Dan.
That's awesome.
Makes me sweat.
Yeah. And after it, all right. Cheyenne Peacock from ATL. Wow. Way to go, Cheyenne. Cheyenne is number 3 to Mount Everest Club and number 3 best 12 months of all time, y'all. 7,079.92 units. Give it up for Cheyenne. All right.
We love welcoming this guy to the stage, and he loves it just as much. Jordan Yoakum.
Yeah.
Best 12 months ever. Number 1, 9,106.79 units.
Yeah,
Mr. Jordan.
Jordan. Woo. Give it up one more time for all of our Hall of Fame achievers, ladies and gentlemen, setting the standard for us. All right, please direct your attention to the screens, ladies and gentlemen.
Tom James was started to provide great opportunity for all of us.
I made a list of things I wanted to have, things I wanted to do, and things I wanted to be. I realized then that Tom James was a vehicle for me to be able to have those things, do those things, and be those things.
You make a living by what we get. You make a life by what you give.
You must have a people focus because you don't build your company with product. If people are not growing as people, then you don't grow as a company.
And the more I follow those principles, isn't it ironic, the greater success we achieve.
You know, we're not important, but what we do is important. If you focus on what you do, then you never get consumed with your own importance.
I genuinely expect to be a $1 billion business. More and more people fulfilling their own dreams.
In my suit, I keep a slogan. It says, "I ain't quitting." That basically means I'll pursue the goal however long it takes.
To introduce our opening speaker, welcome to the stage our CEO, Todd Brown.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, good afternoon, Tom James. 2026. We will celebrate later this year our 60 years in business. Isn't that spectacular? And I can't think of a better way for us to go into celebrating our 60 years in business than to see what we, each of you, us collectively accomplished 2 Hall of Fame months back to back in November and in December. Y'all, well done. Give yourselves a big hand. I've had the honor of sitting on our board since 2011. And since that time, in the last 15 years, I have come to understand that we as a board, we have three responsibilities to the shareholders, each of you. Those three are: first, we are called and have the responsibility to make sure that we make a profit each and every year. Number two, to grow the shareholder equity as well as the shareholder stock price. And number three, to provide for the continuation of the business, which we call succession. Today, we will focus on that third responsibility, succession. As a board, we meet every month, every week. We meet in person often. And in each of those times, we have as one of our top priorities succession. In fact, those of us in significant leadership roles, we're listed on a page. And we talk about what's next. Since 2019, president of Tom James Retail has been heavy on my mind. Anytime that you contemplate a major decision, such as president of Tom James Retail or others, you need to ask three questions. And these three questions apply to you when you make major decisions as well. First, is it the right thing or person? Two, is it the right time? And three, do you have the right, proper cadence of communication? Over the last 6 years, those three questions did not converge until the last 12 months. The board began a formal process to discuss the next president of Tom James Retail back in June. We have followed a highly intentional, thoughtful, thorough, and principled approach and process these last 7 months. After 20-plus meetings, your board of Tom James came to a decision. Y'all, this decision reflects only the fourth president of Tom James Retail in our 60-year history. And when you think about that, as you might wonder, what significance does that have on me? It speaks to the stability of your company. It speaks to the stability financially, principally. From a leadership standpoint, it speaks to a strong, strong foundation that can withstand virtually anything, as long as we keep our priorities right. And speaking of priorities, I believe that when you contemplate a position, a decision such as the president of Tom James Retail, I think there are two major qualities they must embody. They must reflect and embody our mission statement. They must reflect and embody our principles. You see, those two things are the reason why we started in 1966, and 60 years later, we are the biggest, we are the best, and we are having record year after record year after record year. It's those two pieces that provide that foundation, and it is those two pieces that provide the foundation for your senior leadership. When I think about our mission statement, I want to pull out 3 lines from our mission statement as it relates to Mr. Caldwell. The first one, we build people. This is especially important when you have a company that promotes from within. If you don't build people, you don't have any opportunity to promote from within. This piece of the mission statement absolutely reflects Mr. Caldwell. Jason came to Tom James January 2nd, just 4 days ago, and 29 years. Jason just celebrated his 29th year at Tom James. Again, this reflects the board's decision. We build people with our next president of Tom James Retail. The next line I want to share from our mission statement is, we are committed to growth. Think about that. We are committed to growth. For growth sustains our efforts and ensures each of our opportunities. This line of the mission statement also embodies Mr. Caldwell. Jason hit Chairman's Club in November of 2015. He has had 4 different leaders, and in each and every one of those, he has practiced superb fellowship. Jason was asked to be on your senior leadership divisional team in January of 2019. Again, he has reflected this line of our mission statement since the beginning of his Tom James career. And the third one that I want to elevate is that we operate with integrity, as it is at the cornerstone of every one of our relationships with customers, with vendors, and with each other. You see, y'all, without integrity, there is no trust. Without trust, there's no relationship. And when I think about Jason, and I think about the relationships that he has forged and built over his 29 years at Tom James, he has absolutely embodied our principle and our last line of our mission statement on integrity. You see, one of the foundational pieces of integrity is that you're the same here as you are at home, as you are at church, as you are in your family, as you are in your community. Jason is the loving, caring, nurturing husband to the love of his life, Holly. Jason is the loving, caring, nurturing, and committed dad to their daughter, Chloe, and their son, Liam. Jason is the loving, caring, nurturing, and principled partner to you and I. Again, I see a man that embodies our mission statement. When I think about our principles, I could list each of our 33 principles when I speak of Jason, but I'm going to highlight just one. When I think about Jason, the first thing that comes to my mind is the principle, I'm not important, but what I do, everyone, is important. That's right. Well done. And when I think about that, I think about the first meeting that I had with Jason back on September 3rd in Nashville of 2025 to talk about being the next president of Tom James Retail. And when I told him what I wanted to discuss, he looked at me with shock, because that was the furthest thing from his mind. You see, Jason has had a focus that I'm not important, what I do is important, and so therefore that he's had a posture of growing right where he is planted. Because if you don't grow right where you're planted, you will miss each and every opportunity that is before you. And so when I talked to him about being president of Tom James Retail, the shock did not surprise me because of how principled I've seen Jason conduct himself. Jason said, I've just been focused, Todd, on being the very, very best that I can with the responsibilities that I've been entrusted. You see, y'all, if you grow abundantly, where you are planted, where you are today, if you will grow people, if you'll develop people and help them with a picture of achievement greater than where they currently are, position will always take care of itself. And that truly defines Mr. Caldwell. Tom James Partners, I couldn't be more proud to present to you a man that I dearly respect, that I admire, that I trust, and that I love. Your president of Tom James Retail, Mr. Jason Caldwell.
But yesterday, when I was feeling that way, how do you begin to set the right priorities for your life against the pull of things that the world says are important? It's not easy, but it's absolutely essential if you want to make sure you don't miss the things that matter the most. We would probably admit we're usually inclined to live each day primarily focusing on everything we need. It's the stuff that slams us smack in the face when we wake up each morning and become more and more pressed throughout the day. The pressing needs around us, even if they're good things, take the focus away from what matters most, our relationship with God and the people He has placed in our lives. So that got me through yesterday. And then last night, Holly will attest, I was a mess. Again, just slept fine, woke up this morning, had the same crushing feeling, and did my routine, went to the gym. Dash Yost, thank you for challenging me yesterday in the leadership meeting by saying that I always show up at the gym, because I went today even though I didn't want to. But I went and saw Tom Corradetti, Patrick Davis, Jeff Mitchell, and Dash, and then went back to my room and read a devotional. Again, I don't think this is an accident. Have you thought about all the events that led up to this moment in your life, why you're here, how you've been shaped, what caused you to even read this book today? Have you ever wondered how much of it is accidental or random and how much is designed? I believe God knew exactly where you'd be right now and exactly what you would be like. He knew about your passions and gifts and the platform you have. In fact, I believe He was very purposeful in designing your life. He made you to be uniquely significant and to have an eternal impact on the world around you. What impossible problems would suddenly seem possible to deal with if you felt this way? The fact is, when you believe that you were designed with purpose, you'll live with purpose. And then it goes on to address what was wrong with me. We'll fall short. Our lives will be a process. We'll make mistakes along the way. Don't pressure to be perfect. When we fall, we can get up, we can dust ourselves off and keep moving toward the goal, whatever our past. Don't be afraid to try big things. We were designed for such purposes. And again, I read those to you because I went from feeling extraordinarily elated to feeling pressured. And I just want to walk you through what I think I've learned from that, and also have a couple of goals for today. Number one, I want you to know more about me. If you know me, I work really hard to look polished. I do it to honor the people I'm with, but transparently, it's also a defense mechanism. So I'm just going to tell you who I am and what I struggle with. I want you to learn or be reminded about what's awesome about Tom James, the things that I've learned and the things that have kept me here for 29 plus years. And then I want for you to have the same blessings in your life that I've had with Tom James, maybe by seeing something in me that you can relate to. Y'all good with that? So we'll go back. That was me. I won't stay too long here, but what I do want you to know, I have the most incredible mom and dad. They're the hardest workers I know. And if I've learned anything about work ethic, it was from the two of them. They're still married. They're still committed to one another. I grew up in a household full of love. They were encouraging, supportive. I never went without a thing. My sister is the most extraordinary human being I know. Incidentally, we'll come back to that. She's awesome. Her husband, Scott, is awesome. They're two of my dearest friends. So I had nothing to complain about. This is me when I started Tom James. And somehow between those two pictures, I developed some things that really caused me to struggle. And I'm just going to put the bullets up. And again, I forgot to mention this. After I got back from the gym today, I threw away my presentation that I had been preparing for months. And I said, you know what? Again, if I'm going to be real, then I'm not going to hide it behind a really nice slideshow. So I left myself some bullets so I don't forget some things. But the first thing I'd say is, if this is your first meeting, will you stand up just for a second, please? Thank you. So I'm in good company because 29 years ago, in January of 1997, my first day on the job was this meeting. So it was my first meeting too. I think it was in Houston, Texas. And it was another time that I looked around the room and I was just so grateful because I'd found my people. Because between that first picture I showed you and here, I'd developed a habit of quitting. Anything in my life that got hard, I quit. I quit football, I quit Boy Scouts, I quit music. If it wasn't cool or it became challenging for me, I quit it. I sold books 2 summers, but when it got hard, I would just go home. I never quit, I just went home. And so I had this profoundly terrible habit of being a quitter. And what that does to somebody's self-image is it wrecks it, because even if things come easy, I knew deep down inside that I didn't have what it took to fight through struggle. I came to Tom James with incredible debt. I went to a college my family couldn't afford, and I took out tons of loans. I then took out credit cards, and I ran up so much debt that by the time I graduated college, I stopped opening my mail because I knew that I couldn't pay whatever the bill was inside of it. And so I had a stack of bills on my bar that I just ignored. And back then we had landline phones, and so I just would turn the volume off my phone because nobody was calling who wanted to say nice things. My credit was so bad that when I got hired at Tom James, I couldn't even get a cell phone. My cell phone number today, incidentally, so when I started Tom James, Robert Stuvey was heading out to Lubbock with Jeff Franklin to open up that office. And Robert said, well, if you'll promise to pay the bill, I'll give you my cell phone and you can have it. And so my number today was Robert Stuvey's number back in 1997. Y'all know what a secured credit card is? I couldn't get a credit card. So small expenses. I had to mail a $50 check into a credit card company, and they sent me a piece of plastic that I could charge up to $49.99 on, pay it off, and that was the only credit I could get. My grandfather had to co-sign me for a car. My friends wouldn't let me park my car in their driveway because it leaked oil on the driveway, so I had to park down the street. And I tell you all that because that's how I came to Tom James, and that was my self-image. And I don't feel sorry for myself at all. I just want you to know from where I came. And how I found Tom James was I was walking across a crosswalk, and I ran into a guy again. It's Robert Stuvey. We had sold books together. I saw his face. I recognized him. He recognized me. And he asked me what I was doing, and I was doing nothing. And he invited me to interview with Tom James, and that's how I found my career. So I don't know how each of you found your career. I wouldn't say I was intentional about it. But I will tell you that I think I'm supposed to be here. And I'll also tell you that I think you're supposed to be here. This is Lindy Watkins. I started in 1997. He retired in 1998. And he led the Dallas office, and he's just an unbelievably extraordinary man. I love Lindy. He had been in this, he was a school teacher before he came to Tom James, and when he retired, he stayed around the office to help us start calling his clients, and I still serve some of his clients. But he would make phone calls and talk about how great I was, and even in a time when I didn't believe myself, he believed in me, and he would always say, Jason, you are as strong as an acre of garlic. I don't know what it means either. But I trusted Lindy, and so I believed Lindy, and it gave me confidence to do lots of really cool things. And he's just one of the mentors and the examples that taught me principles, spent time with me, loved me, and helped me believe when I didn't believe in myself. This is Mr. McEachern. He was our former chairman, and he lived in Midlothian, which is about 45 minutes south of Dallas. And long before I had any business getting to spend time with Mr. McEachern, he allowed me to come see him, and I got to spend at least half a day with him, probably once a month for most of the years since I started Tom James until he passed. And he would tell me that, Jason, if you'll just keep doing the things that you're doing, one of these days I think you're going to be able to influence tens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of people. And he had no reason to say that to me, but I believed him because I trusted him, and he changed my life. And I wouldn't know him or Lindy if it wasn't for Tom James. And my career has been a lot a lot of ups and downs, and I put two-a-days on there because all of you who are new, I played football, and I remember two-a-days, and two-a-days are awful, and two-a-days it's at the end of the summer when you're out of shape, you put a helmet on, and that's about the only thing about two-a-days that resembles football. Everything else is running, lifting weights, getting sick, lifting some more, going home, sleeping, going back, running some more. It was terrible. The good news was I'd been to a Friday night football game before, and so I knew how cool the football game was. Cheerleaders, football team, running on the field, smoke, crowd, it was awesome. But if someone hadn't seen the football game and they showed up for two-a-days, they'd be like, this is a terrible, terrible game. And I say that because one night I was sitting in my cube and I was making 85 dials to get 17 contacts, and I thought to myself, I can't do this job for the rest of my career. And there's a guy in my office named Carl Grulich. He played football for Texas A&M, and he came up and said, Jason, don't worry about it. This isn't your career. I know you played football. He said, this is just two-a-days. This is the price that you're going to pay to have the career. Hang in there. And he saved my career that day. And so I hope you'll remember that when you're fighting the good fight to build the career to get to play the game that we play. And I'm going to talk more about how to play it really, really well here in a little bit. I've had great successes at Tom James, and I've had awful failures. I've grown my sales. It took me 3 years to hit President's Club. It took me 19 to hit Chairman's Club. I was killing it. I'm nowhere on the Hall of Fame. I've had actually a month where I owed Tom James money. I sold -1 something. That's hard to do. I've had leadership successes where I've been asked to take on more responsibility, and I've also been sat down in a conference room and asked to take a step back. I've served incredible clients who have mentored me for years and give me books and talk to me about who I'm going to become, and I would have never had those people as my friends if I didn't work for Tom James. We have such a privilege on who we get to serve. I've been encouraged to read unbelievable books that have changed my life. I've learned principles that I'd never even heard of before I came to Tom James, and I've learned to set goals, and they've totally changed my life. And then I think about the leaders I've had. I've gotten to work directly with Todd Brown, Bob Shear, Jim McEachern, Lindy Watkins, Ash Deshmukh, Steve Nucci, Steve Adams. I don't think I'm leaving anybody out. But each of them have meant so much to me and changed my life. I've gotten to lead people who I just can't even believe I get the privilege to lead. And they've changed my life. And then after all that, I'll look up and this is my family. So this was at a PC dinner, I think last summer. My son Liam is on the right. That's my daughter Chloe. So Liam wasn't there, so Chloe photoshopped the selfie at the table, and then we sent it to Liam to welcome him to the dinner. As I told you, I put this together this morning. This is the only picture I could find quickly, so that's my family. We were out seeing Liam. That's his college roommate. Sorry, Colin. I can't believe the family I get to go home to. I would have never attracted my wife had I not learned principles and been at Tom James several years before I was introduced to her. I would never get to hear the things about my kids from other people had I not been influenced by so many people who helped me be a better dad. I would not have the friendships that I currently have with clients, with coworkers, with each of you. I've gotten to travel the world. I can't even believe the places I go. It's nutty. Holly and I caught my kids one day talking in the kitchen, and they weren't being snotty or rude. They were just like, hey, were we in Aruba, or was it Jamaica, or Mexico? And they were just trying to figure out where they were on a trip because they've been on so many Tom James trips. And that's not because of me, it's because of what we get to do. And then I told you about my credit, and I bring it back up again because a couple of years ago for my 50th, I bought a new car, and I had ordered it back in August. And after I ordered it, I spent the next however many months panicking over what my car payment was going to be and worried about how I was going to pay for it and wondering if when it came in, if I'd even accept it. Well, on January 5th of that year, which was my birthday, the dealer called and said, well, your car's in. And so I thought, well, it must be meant to be. It's my birthday. I guess I'll get it. But then I called him, and again, I was working through financing, and my life is totally different financially, but I still carry around the scars I created years ago. And so when I was on the phone, I was timidly asking him, I was like, hey, how much am I going to need to put down? I mean, as you look at my credit and all that, and I waited for him to reject me. And what he said is, he goes, Mr. Caldwell, are you kidding me? With a credit score like yours, you can do whatever you want. And I immediately started bawling, talking to my Mercedes finance guy. None of that would be possible without Tom James. These are some of my best friends. They're also my Tom James heroes. Each of them has led me with kindness, directness, humility, vision, compassion, forgiveness. And you've modeled what it's like to be a great dad, a great husband, a selfless leader. And I'm so grateful for that. And the reaction that I've gotten from the divisional team, from people who are my peers, even in light of me being asked to serve in this role, has been nothing short of just life-giving to me. Thank you. And just to prove that everything's not good, that's a weed in my front yard. I am so grateful. I didn't choose to be up here, but I'm so grateful. I'm honored at the privilege of getting to serve you, people that I love and admire. And it's just such an honor. Things that cause me to feel so honored is a lot of the stuff Todd talked about that we didn't coordinate. But I love what we stand for. I love our mission statement. I love that we're in the people business. I've benefited from being in the people business. I've watched hundreds and thousands of people in our company benefit from being in the people business. I've watched all of us benefit from this wonderful opportunity. I've watched us have a commitment to quality. I've watched us and been a part of providing convenience and service to our clients. I was so proud to be a part of our company, and then, as Todd mentioned, in 2019, I was asked to serve on the divisional team. And all of a sudden, I got to sit in rooms that I'd never sat in and see how decisions were made and see the process that went into the decisions. And I've never been more proud in my life once I saw how actually the cake was baked. How they operate, what they talk about. There's no self-service at all. So my confidence went up even further. I love our business philosophies. And I'm going to read a couple because they've changed my life. We believe in excellence and we make it a habit. We believe strongly we cannot build a business. We build people and people build the business. A lot of people are talkers. That's what I was before I came here. They talk about all the things they can do, but they don't do it. We should place our worth not on what we think we can do, but what we actually do. We always want to promote the philosophy of I don't want to be right, I want to be for what's right. We always want to promote the philosophy of I'm not important, but what I do is important. In all of these, when I read them, what I see is, man, Jason, you've got some work to do. But it gives me a center to go back to. What I love about Tom James is our 4 pillars. I've talked about the personal development opportunity. I'm a completely different person than I was in 1997. It's purely because of this opportunity. I love our unlimited selling opportunity. There's been times in my career where I set a goal that was just way out of the box. And when I hit it, I got paid a lot more because it's just unlimited. And whatever you sell, you get rewarded for it. And it's always been like that. Our commissions haven't changed. Our structure hasn't changed. Our territory doesn't change. It's whatever you do, you get rewarded for it. I love our merit-based leadership opportunity. I've benefited from it, and I've been challenged by it. But it's been a wonderful accountability. I love our ownership and our net worth building opportunity. And for a guy who came here with massive debt, no credit, the inability to do all those things, Tom James has changed the trajectory of the Caldwell family for generations. And Tom James will do that for you. I like how we're structured. So we in this room are Tom James Retail. We serve the finest clothing in the world in a personal service where we provide convenience and excellence. But what I love is that our stock value and our family is made up of multiple entities, not just Tom James Retail. We have the Holland and Sherry Group. Those are our partners. Those are our family. We have the Individualized Apparel Group. And the value of our stock, the value of our opportunity is built by all of these different entities. In fact, it's built by all of these people. These are the current Tom James family employees. They total 2,494 partners all around the globe. So grateful for that. And then I start looking at our results. It's extraordinary what you're doing. December, the best December in the history of our company. In a 59-year-old company, the best December yet, the 4th best month in the history of our company. This year alone, we had 4 Hall of Fame months. And then you look at December, we had 3 partners over 800, 4 over 700, 9 over 600, 15 over 500, 23 over 400, 50 over 300, 110 more over 200, 185 over 100. We had 281 people sell over 100 units in December. It's amazing what people are doing. 285 people sold quota or better in December. And our Elevate partners in November, this is our 2nd year we've done Elevate in November. Our Elevate partners averaged just about President's Club pace. Other highlights. 2025 will be the best year for Tom James Retail. It'll be the best year for Tom James Consolidated. It'll be the 47th consecutive year of profit. It'll be a sales, we had a sales increase 10 out of 12 months. We paid a tie for the highest dividend we've ever paid, 33 cents a share last year. We tied for the highest level of minimum dividend that we paid, $500. We had Hall of Fame months, March, May, November, and December. And our stock price is at the highest ever, $33.35. Our new partner average, all you need to look at is the trajectory. Look at where we're going. Another thing that excites me about our opportunity is our upside. We're a global company, and we're just barely scratching the surface. And just to show you, I'm going to focus on that little box there. So if you only consider the markets in the continental United States, and you only consider markets of 250,000 or more, and many of you are in markets that aren't 250,000. But if you only consider those markets, there's 258,205,446 humans in those markets. And if we only sold 125 out of every 10,000, we could have 1,000 Hays Club members in those markets. Because right now we're only serving 0.03% of that population. Our upside is extraordinary. So then I go back to September 3rd, and this is when, so I go to Nashville every month to help with career development. And Todd knew I was going to be there, and he called and said, hey, would you mind meeting with me? We're in Nashville. And I said, well, sure, that'd be great. And then I got off the phone, and at the end of the day, went home, and Holly's like, man, what do you think it's about? And I was like, I don't think I'm in trouble. And I promise that was our conversation. I had no idea what we'd be talking about. But I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that our company has invested in my life the way it has. I'm so thankful that we're in a company that thinks about succession and thinks about what's coming down the pipe for future generations. And the biggest part about this that I think is really cool is I get to take something off Todd's plate so Todd can do what Todd does best. We are so lucky to have Todd as our CEO. And I'm so grateful to take anything off your plate that will allow you to do the things that you're doing for our company to create more value and to lead us into the future. And I couldn't be happier that you're getting to do that. So thank you. So I want to go back to how I was feeling last night before I went to bed and how I was feeling this morning. I knew Jim McEachern, I knew Bob Shear, and I know Todd Brown. It would be really difficult to place 3 men any higher on someone's list than I have those 3 men. And what I was thinking about was the weight of trying to step into shoes that they once filled. But when I got back from the gym this morning and I read those devotionals, and it reminded me and it shook me, because who was I thinking about? I was thinking about me. And Todd just got up here and talked about how I don't make myself important, but for the last couple of days I've been waking up worried about how you're going to view me. And I've been worried about, am I good enough? And I've been worried about, am I going to let you down? But it's not about me. And so it brought me back to principle, which is what's happened to me my entire career, because I've gotten to learn principles. And because I know them, I can go back to them when I fall. And this is one that has really helped me over the years. You can have everything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. You can have anything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. So, this is me. I am imperfect. I screw things up all day long. And I work really, really hard not to. But Tom James has changed my life. I'm a completely different person because of the leaders I've had, because of the people I've gotten to meet, because of the clients I've gotten to serve, because of the principles I've gotten to learn, and quite honestly, because of the challenges of the career, because it's not easy. And it forces you to really deal with who you are. And I'm so grateful, but I stand before you and I just want you to know that you have my word. That in this role, I'm going to follow truth. I'm going to follow principles. And I know that my role has nothing to do with me, it's to serve you. And you can count on me to serve you. And I'll end with just pointing out that this principle actually works in our business too. And when I get to talk tomorrow, I'll spend a little more time on it. But we can have anything we want if we'll just help enough other people get what they want. We've talked about becoming a billion-dollar company. Well, I think we can become a multi-billion-dollar company, and I think we can do it really, really in short order. And I want to talk to you about why I believe that, because I started looking at our top producers. This is our top 25. When I started, I think the highest that someone sold in a year was about 2,500 units. You can't even get into our top 25 if you're under 3,800 units. So I started looking at their businesses and I was like, what are they doing? What could we copy? Well, number one, their median number of clients is 366. Okay? So they're clearly modeling, they're helping enough other people, and they're getting a wonderful result. So then I started looking at the rest of the company, and I hope you in the back can see that. On the left-hand side, it has club level, starting with ATS number 2. It goes through President's Club all the way down to Mount Lincoln. The second column shows the number of units that it takes to sell in a year to hit those levels. But these are actually people who ended the year in 2025 in those ranges. So we had 55 partners who finished 2025 between 1,000 and 1,249 units. The base income for that, $65,000. It's commissions, no bonus. But what I want you to pay attention to as you look down that list is every single club has a price to pay. And the price isn't how talented you are. The price isn't what you brought to the table or how much confidence you brought or didn't bring. It's not what your background is or how many people you know. The price is the number of customers you serve. And so pick a club, because you can have anything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. So if you like the income of Mount Lincoln, you just need 457 people who you can find out what they want and you help them get it. There's another way of looking at it. Same numbers, just an easier progression to follow. Then you look at Wardrobe Masters. We had 99 partners achieve Wardrobe Masters this last year. The price seems to be numbers of clients they served. We can have anything in life we want if we'll just help enough other people get what they want. And then I started thinking about, okay, well, there's evidence that numbers of clients will get us somewhere. Let me think about who are all the stakeholders that would cause us to stay in business for a long time. Number one, what's best for our clients? So if I have 50 clients and I'm trying to hit big goals, who's the pressure on? Pressure's on the clients. But if I just go out and I'm serving as many people as I can, there's no pressure on anybody. I just find people, I serve them, and I can hit anything I want. I give better service, I think more for their needs. I'm not trying to sell them the most expensive garment, I'm selling them what's appropriate for them. I'm not trying to sell them the most things so I can hit a level, I'm selling them what's appropriate for their needs. What's best for our manufacturing facilities? Well, manufacturing facilities, they make pieces. It doesn't matter if it's a $10,000 suit or a $500 suit. They just get paid for pieces. And so at a manufacturing facility that we partner with, we own, what they want is consistent flow of work. What they want is lots of pieces to work on. They don't care about me hitting a goal and just trying to do it with as few clients as I can. So what's best for the client, lots of clients, is also best for manufacturing facilities. What's best for the home office and the support? More clients, because that provides job security. What's best for us surviving during or thriving during economic downturns? I've been through 4 of them since I've been at Tom James. The people who did the best are the ones with the biggest clienteles. Because when stockbrokers couldn't afford our clothes, we'd go call somebody else. During COVID, there was always somebody making money who wanted what we did. And those with the most clients thrived the most. And then what's best for the continuation of the business? More clients. And so when I look at what our top producers do, when I look at what at every level we do, and I think about all the stakeholders in our company and what's going to keep us in business and help us thrive and continue to be the #1 in the world, it's by serving more people, and it's by applying the principle that I can have anything in life that I want if I'll just help enough other people. So this is just an example. To be $1 billion company in retail, or consolidated, we need to do about $500,000 in retail. So when we do $500,000 in retail, you can see on the screen the top line shows numbers of clients at 68,214. That's our number of clients at the end of December. I project we'll do about $276 million in retail sales based on that. So we will be $1 billion company as long as our units per client doesn't move at all, which it should continue to grow because it always does. But even if it stayed the same, we'll be $1 billion company when we serve about 124,000 clients. And so what's interesting is what we've aspired to, what we say we want, we can actually get by going out and helping more people. We can have anything in life we want if we'll help enough other people. So I'll end with this. I am honored to get to serve as your president. I'm humbled in ways you'll never understand. I'm so excited to get to work and to serve in this role. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my leaders. I'm grateful for each of you. Thank you. And I'm a product of Tom James. Tom James has changed my life. It'll change yours too if you'll let it. And what I would ask is this week, will you be present? Will you be thankful for where you are? Will you be grateful for what you have? And will you just fully invest in our sessions so that you too can maximize this career? Will you do that? So grateful to serve you. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Jason. That was incredible. Whew.
Absolutely. All right, a few announcements, ladies and gents. Please be sure to go by the registration to check in and pick up your 2 drink tickets. Per diems were direct deposited, and Canadian per diems are in envelopes at the registration desk.
And if you haven't already, please drop off your Chairman's Club jacket at the registrant desk.
For those who earned the CEO dinner, be sure to watch for more specific instructions from Carrie Rennekamp. The location is Malio's, and transportation will begin promptly at 5:25 p.m. and leaving at 5:30. Please meet Carrie and Heather White downstairs in the lobby for your name tag.
Next up is our division session starting at 3:30 in the following locations.
We have Steve Adams Group, Tampa Bay Salon 1 and 2, which is on the 4th floor. Brant Taylor's Group, Tampa Bay Salon 6 on the 4th floor. Micah Pittman, Tampa Bay Salon 7, also on the 4th floor.
And then Jason Caldwell Division, Ybor Salon, that is going to be 4 and 5. That's this level, 2nd floor. And Nucci Division is the HB Plant Ballroom, so stay here.
And the final session ends at 5 p.m. for CEO bus loading directly afterwards. All right? Let's get to it, y'all.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
Hello, hello. Nucci group, Nucci division, please come to the front. Find your seat in the front rows here. We are going to start early. We're going to start at 25 minutes after 3:25. Maybe sooner if you can get in your seats. Nucci friends, if we start early, you can leave this session earlier than scheduled, which gets you out early for CEO dinner. Please come to the front. If you can hear me, please come to the front. They want to get started. Come on.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're not naming the leader. You're just telling new partner and their leader to come up together.
What up, bro?
Right?
I think so.
Okay, because
Leaders were not listed on the. Oh,
Elise, we're on.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, if we can get to the front and seated, we can start early and then end early.
That means more time to get ready for CEO dinner.
If you want to make your way to your seats, if we can get started a little early,
Yeah.
we can end a little early. So if you want to get to CEO and get ready, let's try and get this show on the road.
Bring it in.
So in true Nucci fashion, move your way towards the front. Towards the front. He doesn't like back row people.
No, but we need to see the screen, so maybe put us.
Corral your
shift
offices.
That way, we need to see these two screens. Yeah, so just maybe bring us up a little
Good
bit.
job.
Give it them.
Okay, I see some movement happening.
Yeah. This should work. Oh.
Thank you to everybody
Yeah,
who's
that's fine.
finding their
That'll work.
seats.
And then we can also bring.
Thank you,
come out
Bridget.
too.
The sooner we can sit down, the quicker we can be on our way to enjoy our evening, maybe CEO dinner. You ready? Good. You like your questions? You're coming up? We'll call you up. Okay, I think we have a lot of us here and ready.
It's like most of us.
If you know someone who is not here yet, text them because we're going to get started maybe 10 minutes early. Because then we can be done 10 minutes early.
For the questions, in case we can't see the screen.
Okay. All right. I think. Woo! I like an early start. Come on, guys, right?
They're loading.
We just need our script. Coming. Okay.
Can't improv it.
We could improv, but.
Literally tailor make your own career. In fact, after 25 years, I'll tell you it changes all throughout. My career today at 47 is different than my career was at 37, and infinitely different than my career was at 27.
I do really believe that if you stick around here long enough and steadily try to get better, growth in pretty much every aspect of your life is an inevitable outcome.
Good afternoon and welcome to our 2026 Nucci Divisional Meeting. That's right. So it goes without saying how incredibly first class this resort is and how grateful a lot of y'all are to be able to escape the cold and snow. But I wouldn't know anything about that because living in Florida is basically like living in paradise. So this is our final time hosting y'all. And we just want to extend our gratitude for how well July meetings went, and also an early thank you for the attention you're going to give us this week. So we do not take it lightly that we were given the chance to guide this esteemed group to a successful season, and we're excited to get started with what we have planned. So Elise and I were reflecting on what our experiences were so far, and there was one aspect that really stuck out to us.
So, both of us have been heavily involved with the coaching program. I've been a coach for the last 8 years, and Matt has recently been coached the last 3 seasons. Our involvement with being part of the program that is specifically designed to forecast ways to grow and improve, we don't think it's any mistake that we both had our best season yet this past fall. In our eyes, coaching is the secret sauce to unlocking your full potential. The practices from our top performers bleeds not only into your own business, but into your team and offices through the grapevine. In other words, it's a win-win-win. So we invite you all to consider joining the program this month. And who knows, with the right attitude, results, and activity, 2 of you in the crowd today could be selected to orchestrate our next divisional meeting in July of 2026. As you goal set this week, please consider being the man or woman to take on this prestigious role. So we cannot wait to see who's up here next.
That's right. So to break down our day, here's what we'll be covering today, plus an overview of what your schedule will be for the rest of this week. Just a reminder that your personal schedules can be found on the secured site, and all the achievements we're recognizing today are from the fall season only. So since it's our favorite part of any meeting, we're going to kick off the meeting by introducing our new partners and their leaders. So new partners keeps our ship sailing and reminds us the incredible opportunities that we have here to grow. Y'all are the reason we work so hard, and we're certainly our number one priority. If this is your first meeting, don't be scared. We're all here to connect and meet you and show you the ropes. And we challenge you not only to meet our new partners, but new partners, we challenge you to go out there and introduce yourselves to us.
A little scroll. Next, we are also going to dive into interviewing our top wardrobe masters and have them give us some tips on how to sell more suits, sport coats, shirts, and pants. Then, today, we're going to highlight our new essential success habits that help us grow as an office. We'll watch an incredible video created by Aaron Schkambeck, and that showcases those offices who are doing slam dunks in certain aspects of those habits and give us some how-tos to follow suit.
So up next is recognizing all of the achievements in our group from the past season, and there's a bunch. So get ready to clap, cheer, and feel a whole lot of gratitude. And finally for today, we'll end with the partner spotlight, and we'll hear from one of our own who has been handpicked to share their story and successes from fall 2025. As for the rest of the week, go ahead, Elise.
So today we just went over that. Wednesday we'll have general session, breakouts, lunch, afternoon general session and breakouts. Thursday, kind of the same bit there with Chairman's Club at the end of the night. Very excited for our 10 winners this year. And then Friday, we'll have our divisional session, our closing general session, and then our departures right there at noon. So without further ado, let's get started.
Let's do it.
So not only are we the Grateful Division, but we are also the division that gets right down to business. So to remind us of our company's policies while at the meeting, please help us give a warm welcome to the stage, Jillian Dalden.
Good job, homie. You're welcome.
Oh, I can't see that. Okay. Can I touch this? Okay. This is going to be the most fun part of this meeting. So, at Tom James Company, we pride ourselves on professionalism both internally within the organization and externally in the communities that we serve. All employees of the company are accountable for their personal, professional, and ethical behavior during work time and all time in which an employee is representing this organization. This standard for professional conduct applies to off-site meetings, travel on company business, conferences and conventions, semi-annual meetings, after-hours work-related events, and other social events sponsored by or related to the company. Examples of conduct which violate our meeting professionalism policy include, but are not limited to, the following: being rude to or bullying a desk clerk at the hotel. Don't know why you do that. Intentionally causing damage to your assigned hotel room or any other property on the hotel. Overindulging in or abuse of alcoholic beverages, or using illegal drugs, or abusing prescription or over-the-counter medications, whether at events connected with the meeting or during any other occasion while you are traveling to and from the meeting, or any time while you are in the community where the meeting is hosted. Being late to company-sponsored social or business events, failing to participate with courtesy, respect, and professionalism in business and social events, engaging in romantic relationships, engaging in conduct that is inconsiderate, offensive, or inappropriate, engaging in behavior that violates any of the company's published policies, including, but again, not limited to, policies prohibiting discrimination, harassment, retaliation, and/or bullying behavior. If you have any questions about what is or what is not inappropriate conduct at the meeting, contact Human Resources or a member of the retail divisional team. A violation of the meeting professionalism policy that is detected during the meeting may lead to the expulsion from the meeting and at the violator's own expense. A violation of the meeting professionalism policy that comes to light after the meeting has ended is still a violation, even if it is not detected while the meeting is going on. A second violation of the meeting professionalism policy will prevent the violator from attending future meetings regardless of when the violations comes to light until such time as the retail division team has determined that appropriate corrective measures are in place. If someone continues to violate the meeting professionalism policy or commits a severe violation of the policy, they may be subject to greater action, which may include termination. Nothing in this policy changes in any way the obligation to abide by all policies of the company as set forth in the employee handbook and other memorandums and directives from management. At Tom James, we build people and people build the business. Tom James senior leadership is steadfast in its commitment to providing a safe and productive environment in which you can develop and express your skills, gifts, and talents in such a way that you achieve your goals, dreams, and desires. So fun.
Perfect.
Oh, I should have gotten water.
All right, thank you for the reminder, Jillian. I know our group will stay the course and invest into our meetings the right way. All right, y'all. So get ready, because today we are celebrating something big. These next incredible individuals didn't just join our organization, they earned their place as partners through their hard work, heart, and unwavering commitment to excellence. So behind every one of them is a leader who believed in them, coached, and pushed them to rise higher, and today we get to honor that journey. So this is a moment of pride, growth, and momentum for our whole division. So before we begin, if we could get Steve Nucci, our leader, on stage, please join us.
Woo-hoo!
Ooh.
We're bumping.
All right.
Our whole stage is shaking.
All right. So please help me in welcoming our newest partners and leaders who help make it possible. To our new partners and leaders, we call your name, come on stage, and stay here so we can take a group photo once everybody is up here. So let's kick it off. All right, we've got Sophie in Washington, D.C., Grace in Jacksonville, Isabella in Raleigh. We've got Lily from South Florida, Tucker from Boston, Natalia from Charlotte, Ben in Charleston.
We got Miles from Louisville, Amaya from Boston, Caroline from Philadelphia, Elena from Raleigh, Kennedy from Philadelphia, Michael from Washington, D.C., Graham from Washington, D.C.
All right, next up we got Clayton from Charlotte,
Come on up.
Julia from Orlando, Bridget from Nashville, Emma from Greensboro, Peyton from D.C.,
Keep it going, guys. Woohoo!
Micah from Jacksonville, and Chloe from South Florida.
We got Michael from Tampa, Bella from Boston, Chloe from Boston, Sophia from Pittsburgh, Kyle from Tampa, Janelle from Greenville, and Cody also from Tampa.
Nice. Last up, we got Zoe in Philadelphia, Nicole in Charleston, and Ian from Denver. Where's Chloe? There she is.
Make sure your leader's coming with you.
We'll stand here. Who do we forget? Who?
Madison.
Maddie from
DC. Come on up.
Madison Young from DC. Thank you, Katie. We can always rely on you.
All right, I'm gonna get out of the way.
All right, squeeze in. Get close.
Let's give it up, guys. Look at our new partners and their leaders. All right. Everybody. Let's get the picture.
Oh, here we go.
One,
All right, everybody
two,
look out to the middle of
three.
the crowd right there. He's got his hand up.
All right, guys,
All right.
one more big round of
Do me a
applause.
favor
for
and
our
exit the way that
partners
y'all
and their
came up.
leaders.
Please, exit over
Please
there.
exit this way.
All right, let's give them a round as they get off the stage.
Ah. We gotta talk about.
You want to do it?
Right now?
Yeah.
No, wait till they're off, and then we'll be like.
Oh, let's just do it as they're going off.
And as they're exiting the stage, if you look up on the screen, guys, our newest partners added 450 new clients for us
Wow.
since July, equaling 2,845.99 units.
Give them some love, y'all. Great
Give 'em some
job.
love, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, we're good. I got my iPad too.
Okay, so thank you to our new partners and our leaders, and thank you for these huge results since July of this year. So for the meat and potatoes of our session today, we wanted to zero in on Wardrobe Masters of the Nucci division. With Wardrobe Masters being tied to almost every single bonus last fall, we quickly learned how important selling pieces was and how also it single-handedly led to extreme success amongst our partners' monthly results and kept our factories on track. So to put it simply, long gone are the days of counting money and units. There's a new way of life around here, and that is through counting pieces.
So let's get up close and personal with our top sellers so we can take away some insights on how to boost our pieces. So I know everybody has their Achilles heel when it comes to the 4 core pieces: suits, sport coat, shirts, and pants. But let's get our notebooks out and prepare to write down some takeaways. Please help us in welcoming to the stage our shirt master, Amber Schrader, our pant master, Brent Balance. That's right, let's hear it. Sport coat master, Jack Tierney, and our suit master, Bridget Benusi.
Woo! Let's give it up, guys. Welcome. Come on, take a seat. Shirt master, thank you. Sport coat master, welcome. Brent, pants, thank you.
That's for you. Thank you. You're over here. Hello. All right, so we are going to start with shirts, and I'm going to get my notes here so I don't have to keep turning my head. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, Amber.
Yes.
Great. In what ways have you sold shirts in the past, and how have you jump-started them into being one of your top categories this past fall?
I think I've trained my clients to like shirts a lot. I also, at the very beginning of working with a client, even on the first pitch, I'm like, and then it becomes really easy. When you need 3 shirts, you just text me, hey, Amber, get me 3 white shirts. So I'm ingraining it in clients' heads because, again, I think it's an easy tech sale, repeatable, and I think that in shirts, you need a lot of volume, too.
Yeah, that's great. So you kind of answered the second question, but are there any other consistent habits that you do in every appointment when it comes to presenting shirts?
I don't ask my clients if they would like to look at shirts. I just automatically pair shirts with everything that I sell because I do believe it changes the whole dynamic of an outfit. So again, as soon as you pick a sport coat, I'm already automatically showing 2 or 3 shirts to go with it.
I love that. You don't ask permission, you just show them. That's great. All right, so how do you think your approach on shirts differs from someone who's really struggling with getting their clients into a lot of shirts?
Yep. Actually, I was in one of my small groups this past season, and I was in my own closet during one of our morning calls. And I was like, you know, even think about myself. In the winter, I live in turtlenecks, and I have 20 black turtlenecks, and like I would go get another one at the store because I feel like I don't have enough. So when it comes to our clients, I don't think that you've expanded your mind on how much your clients could really have, even if you're just simply selling 7 to 14 white shirts. Because when your client needs a white shirt, they really need to look like elevated in that. So it needs to be crisp, perfect.
That's a lot of black turtlenecks.
I like clothes. I picked the right job.
I like it. So can you give us 1 to 2 tips on the easiest and quickest route to jumpstart our shirt sales in January if it is our toughest category?
Well, it's buy 5, get 1 free, which is my favorite time of year. It just makes sense. I think a lot of us get scared to show 6 shirts to a client, but if you just make it easy and like everyone does it, you'll have clients that also like crave that time of year. They'll often ask me, is your shirt sale going on? And then you'll just get clients that are getting 6 shirts even outside of the sale because they're just used to it. Or you can start selling buy 12, get 1 free too, because they're, again, just used to the volume of it all.
Yeah, so if you don't make it a big deal for them to buy 6 or 12 shirts, they're not going to think it's a big deal.
Yes. Plus, our shirts are cool. Like, put a blue button on a white shirt, and all of a sudden, your client thinks you're the coolest person in the world.
We love that. Thank you so much, Amber.
Next up, we are going to go to our pant master of Brent Balance. So Brent, can you explain to us the different categories you break down your pants with your clients?
Yeah, so totally, to me, there's 4 categories of slacks or pants. It's dress, which is your typical slack, which we probably get the most objections to. And then you have seasonal slacks. Fortunate, we live in a climate where flannel, what I'm wearing right now, is phenomenal, but you have winter weight, summer weight with the wool silk linen, and that's 2, making 3. And then the 4th would be the omni pant or the stretch pant, which I don't think anybody has trouble probably selling an omni pant.
Thank you. So how do you get buy-in then from your clients on getting more pants?
Well, I think slacks are something that, especially a dress slack, it's something that probably a client hasn't bought in a while because everyone's pant numbers are down, right? So if we're not selling them slacks, they're not going to the store to buy slacks. Slacks are boring, just straight up, right? So I'd rather you have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Got that from Amanda. And then also, they probably haven't bought one in a while, So you should at least have one in the closet. I would love for you to have two, and for me, it's just light, dark, simple. If it's just one, okay, fine, get gray, and for me, get the lightest version of gray you can possibly get that you're comfortable with.
That's interesting because I'm hearing like you think of a pant master selling 1 million pants, but it sounds like he just wants his client to buy one. And if you can do that, it sounds like you're going to end up pretty good with your pant sales. So what are 2 different ways then that you add pants to a sale when the active isn't actively wanting the pant?
One of the ways I add a slack onto a sale is actually I'll scroll through their sport coats, and if there's any sport coat that I think would be pretty decent as a suit, and we still have the fabric in, I'll just ask if they want to make a pant out of it, or make a pant, and then it makes it a suit.
That's
so you can double up, and it makes it super simple.
And then finally, if you can give us 1 to 2 tips on how to immediately bring up our pant sales in January, if that's our toughest item, what would you tell us to do?
Be aware of it before you walk in, and then also get them into seasonal slacks or like your wool soak linen or your flannel. And how I do it is just if they never try it, just do a trial pair. Like, what's the worst going to happen? You don't like it, but you have an extra pair of slacks that you're probably still going to wear. Like, that's the worst.
Awesome. Thank you. Give it up for Bryant. All right. Next up, we're going to our sport coat master, Jack. So, what do you believe is the single biggest reason clients say yes to a sport coat? And how do you consistently uncover that reason?
Well, I think just wardrobe evaluations. And I think if you're not doing wardrobe evaluations, it's probably because you tried it a few times and maybe got discouraged with the result. But it's just a muscle that needs to be worked on. And I think when you sit down and you ask yourself, hey, if this person were to buy 4 or 5 sport coats, what would they be and why? It just allows you to think a little bit creatively. And so, yeah, I go in there and we all know like the best one-on-ones we ever had are usually when a leader is like asking us pretty thought-provoking questions that leads us to a natural answer, which this is just a plug, you should get in leadership if you're not. But I sit and I'll ask my clients questions like, hey, tell me where you go, what do you do, who do you see, what else do you do when you're having fun, where do you take your kids and your wife, where do you travel, what are some of the things that you like to do for entertainment? And usually the answers to those questions will sort of walk us into an opportunity where a jacket might be appropriate. And with a proper wardrobe evaluation, I think that gives an opportunity to sell one, or serve one, provide one.
Awesome. So when someone says, hey, I already have enough jackets, or that I really don't need one, how do you recreate the conversation so it becomes a yes?
My response is like, cool, can I show you what I've prepared for you today? Like, I think if we're in a situation where a client's like defensive, we got to disarm the situation, right? And I like to think that I have a selling environment where like it's super easy to say yes, but it does not matter if you want to say no. I want to show you what I've prepared for you, because at the very least, what I might do is that, well, in best case scenario, they say yes. Worst case scenario, I plant a seed where we follow up. And, just through some of the nuggets I've received this year, taking notes on every appointment and saying, hey, remember we discussed this, and that could lead to a future sport coat sale, right? And we also know like the best way to handle an objection is before it comes up, right? So another route you might take is say, hey, look, I know Elise, you need nothing today. Can I show you what I've prepared that you just might be, I think to think in advance for you over these next 6 months, so can we just talk through that really quickly? And so what we might discover is a trip or an event that they just maybe hadn't planned for yet or hadn't thought about yet. So there's some ways you can overcome those objections.
That's awesome. It's not in the questions. I have a question real quick. Do you find that you sell the most like just traditional sport coats? Are you doing lots of Blue Suns and Bombers and different types of sport coat items?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've had more innovation with just jackets, and so I think that's created opportunities for us. And we can be a lot more creative with how we style and sell new items. I also think that you have got to have really good imagery. It is not an option anymore to show crappy photos of new garments or just colors and styles that you want to try to serve your client with, because great imagery is everywhere, right? And we need to have it for our clients as well.
Thank you. Okay, so then the final one is just like before. What's one habit or mindset shift that has the biggest impact on your sport coat sales this past season?
Yeah, just to be like the first question, which is wardrobe evaluations. And I think that, again, if it's something that you're just not getting traction with yet, I promise you, we can't deny that wardrobe evaluations work. We know they work, right? But maybe they've just not worked with your dialogue yet. Maybe the way that you are setting them up is not getting the result you seek yet. That doesn't mean you should just put it to the side. You got to continue to work on that muscle, right? Like, we know planning and anticipating for our clients' needs is something that provides tremendous value to them. So if we're just not articulating it in a way that they're receiving it well, we just got to work on ourselves, right? So maybe you do a follow day with somebody who's having a lot of success with that. Maybe you have a conversation with somebody in your office, or just follow the top producer in your office. I can't ever harm you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Jack. All right, Bridget. So how do you help a client see the value in a new suit, with many of our clients claim they don't wear them as often as before?
I think with just that, right, everything that they have might be a little older. So I always do the wardrobe eval and I look at the years. And if I check off a suit and it's older than 5 years, I'll put that down. So I'll say, hey, we haven't updated a suit in 4 years, or it's been 5 years, or it's been 7 years. And I think that just reminds them, like, okay, I might have something, but it probably doesn't fit because it's been a long time. And I'm also very grateful that top coats count as suits, because living in a 4-season state allows me to always show a top coat in the spring, in the winter, a trench coat.
Spectacular. I love that. Is it bad that I didn't know that?
Yes.
When someone says, yeah, raincoats. When someone says, or excuse me, what's one habit or discipline that has consistently helped you stay atop your suit sales this year?
I'm very big into bringing clothing with me. Like, it hurts my hands dragging a suit, a sport coat, a pant. So if there's one item that I feel like, okay, I know this person can conceptualize because they see the image, but when they see it in person, and especially if I can get one that might be close to their size, I feel like that's a game changer. So I'll show them like a French face suit that they could wear as a blazer, but then they have the full garment. Or if I want to show them like $1 million suit, I want to bring something that's very sharp but has really great details and aesthetics. Or if I want like a summer casual suit that they would wear open collar, maybe a band collar, something that's more linen silk wool, I like bringing those garments with me because it helps them see it, visualize it, and it's like, then I paint the story of this is when you're going to wear it.
Yeah, that's spectacular. I love the modeled garment. I feel like you see a lot of people do that with like the Omni, but usually it's a pant or maybe a jacket. But I especially like to bring a really high-end suit for their $1 million suit. That's spectacular. So what would you say is the biggest mistake you see people make when they're selling a suit, and how can we avoid that?
I mean, not asking the right questions, feeling like, oh, my client never wears a suit, or thinking that because they said that, you don't have a follow-up question. For me, a question that really helps me is, how many events did you have this past year where you wish you had a better suit? So when we think about weddings, anything that might be a very special event, black tie, did you actually respect the event and wear a black tie, or did you wear your charcoal suit? So for me, I feel like that's the questions that really help me navigate the conversation, to remind them, like, hey, this is why we should choose to dress up.
That's great. So you kind of already answered the last one. We'll ask you, I guess, a different way. Is there anything else you always ask your clients that instantly helps you understand how they might benefit from another suit?
Rotation, right? Yeah. We have one good go-to Navy suit that we bought within the last few years. You don't have a charcoal suit. When we go to an event, we don't want to be wearing the same picture or the same outfit in every picture. So let's get you a different color, and let's make it seasonally focused. And I think that just provides variety. When you're wearing a sport coat or a blazer, you don't want it to be the same one, right? You're probably going to see a same group of people. Do you want them being like, oh, there goes John with that blue suit again?
Yeah, I agree. That always reminds me of like the realtor who always wears the jacket that they have on their business card just over and over again.
And then they actually never wear that outfit, right? They're like, oh, I never. I'm like, well, why are you representing that you dress up when you actually don't?
Yeah, love it. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, hey, we have 4 masters up here. Let's give it up for expertise and help today. Thank you so much.
Great job, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jack. Thank you. Okay. I know I heard some things that I can apply. Hopefully, each of you heard a few things too as we move into the spring season. So, now that we have some insights on how to better sell the sizzle on our 4 core pieces, how can we easily keep track? One thing Brent said was, hey, just know where you're at with your pieces when it comes to pants. So of course, there's more than one way to skin a cat when it comes to tracking, but we wanted to highlight what's been working for Matt and myself. So for me, if something isn't easily accessible and not in front of my face daily, it falls off the wayside quick. So for me, I track my pieces after every appointment on a daily level as well as on a monthly level. It looks something like this. So there's a daily tracker where the goal is 2 suits, 2 sport coats, 4 pants, 8 shirts. I literally just copy and pasted that from from Cheyenne, my KI leader. And then the monthly tracker, this is just the person that I see myself becoming, whether that's gonna be today, tomorrow, or this year. That's just what I aspire to be. And so I track my transactions, and then I count up towards my suits, sport coats, pants, shirts, packages, and new clients. So for me, that's what I update after every appointment.
That's great. So, and then for me, I was tracking it weekly with our office tracker, kind of reactively, and then glancing at the goals worksheet occasionally. But in December, I changed. I changed to filling it out daily and focusing on a weekly goal that would land me on the Wardrobe Masters Gold, which is what my goal is for 2026. So the green one at the bottom is our office tracker, and the one at the top is my daily tracker that I do. So I love visuals, so I formatted it so it turns the category green when I hit my weekly goal. And remember, it doesn't have to be super complicated to be effective. We just need to be really consistent and be more consistent over intense, just like Justin Thomas had told us back in June.
Now, to finish off this section, we want to recognize all the partners in our division who have achieved a level of Wardrobe Masters last year. So when we call your name, please, you're going to stand at your seat. Starting off, we have Steve with Platinum from Baltimore. We also have Platinum with Jordan from Louisville. Moving into Gold, we have Jared from Orlando. Greg from Raleigh. Now on to Silver. We have Eric from Tampa, Jason from Baltimore, and Joe from Charlotte.
Also achieving silver, we have Jim Poston in Greenville. We've got our very own Elise in Detroit on silver, Allie from Detroit, Ari in Boston, Amanda in DC, and our sport coat king Jack from DC, as well as our pant guy, Brent from Detroit.
Continuing into silver, we have Ashley from Nashville, Ben from St. Louis, Milo from Washington, D.C., Kevin and Megan Harris from New England. Still in silver, we got Trevor, Jill Scott from Greenville, and Marty from Detroit. Please stand.
All right, finishing off silver, we've got Bridget in Denver and Amber in Boston. And then moving on to bronze, we have Lily out of Charlotte, Katie out of DC, LeVar, our MC, out of Orlando, Amanda out of Baltimore, and Connor out of Boston.
Moving into more bronze, we got Christina from Tampa, Roxana from Greensboro, Tom Corradetti, Orlando, Duncan from Charlotte, Ryden from Charlotte, and our very own Matt from South Florida.
All right, give it up one more time for all your Wardrobe Masters. Oh, Jeff Testetta. Where's he at? Bronze? All right, stand up. Give it up for Jeff Testetta. All right. So John Hitt, said that the store is the functional unit of Tom James. Now we have essential selling habits and essential leadership habits. And if you recall, we rolled out essential success habits for Tom James stores last year. So this is meant to create a roadmap of what to pay attention to and what to work on to have a successful store in retention, sales, culture, and enjoyment, while giving some local control so each office can focus on which areas would be most impactful for their office first. So next up, we're going to dive into some recognition of our offices that have been exceeding expectations on those essential success habits. So please sit back and enjoy our first video.
Good afternoon, Nutri Division. My name is Erin, and I work in the Boston office. I have the immense opportunity to help out our wonderful MCs and share with you all this next topic. Last season, our executive team, alongside members of the Retail Advisory Council, collaborated to create 8 essential success habits for Tom James stores. They were introduced to store and org leaders at the Key Leaders meeting this past September. Similar to success habits created for sales professionals and leaders, these habits were created to help foster a healthy store environment and to help stores build a sustainable culture. Over the next few minutes, we're going to talk more about a few of these habits. We want to highlight the first 3 and talk with some partners in stores who are excelling in these habits. The first habit we'll be highlighting is all about morning meetings. We'll be giving you an inside look to the Key Leaders meeting back in September where these habits were first introduced. Ari Gray, the store leader from Boston, who I have the greatest privilege of working alongside, talked about the impact of improving morning meetings and what that can look like in other stores.
When I think about morning meetings, I think the why behind the morning meeting is to get results. So that's my end in mind with every morning meeting. Now, morning meetings create better salespeople, they give you knowledge, they help retention. But at the end of the day, with morning meetings, we're looking to get a result. Morning meetings should be inspirational. They don't need to be overcomplicated, but they should inspire people to reach their goals. Why morning meetings? Let's go through a couple reasons. Number 1 is energy and motivation. So morning meetings create momentum for the day, and they establish a start time. It encourages positivity and focus, and to me, Monday is a key meeting because it starts your week off. Morning meetings create accountability. This has been one of the biggest things that it's done for us. So morning meetings, they build consistency. It's finally skills. So morning meetings allow us to do role plays, which have been instrumental. We're just lucky enough to have David Dumont in our area. Our non-conformance on shirts was out of control. He came in 3 months later. We're no longer altering shirts. It's so much better. We understand how to measure. And so we role play a lot in our morning meetings for the purpose of getting better. We've noticed that practice in the morning meetings creates a ton of confidence. So we're noticing that with really good morning meetings, our new partners have a ton of confidence in what they're doing. And we're seeing that tangibly in the field with results. We're seeing a lot more Holland and Sherry sales than we had seen in the past. We're seeing people 3 weeks ago who were like, I'm not carrying Holland and Sherry folders, to saying, I'm now selling top coats, Holland and Sherry top coats, because we ran a morning meeting on it. That's movement. That's getting better. That's developing, right? And then in the culture section, it builds camaraderie, reinforces professionalism and team identity, and it reminds everyone they're part of something bigger, which I have always felt at Tom James. It's why I choose to stay here.
The next habit we'll be highlighting is about appointment setting time, with the goal for you all to book and see 5 a day. Having consistency when it comes to appointment setting time is key to setting up a successful day. With the help of Gus Simpson from our communications department, he spoke to Madison Worley from Jacksonville and Justin Thomas from Chicago about how they set up their respective appointment setting times and the best practices they use daily to conquer the phones.
Do you have certain days that you call certain clients, or how is your phone time structured in terms of who you call?
So that's actually interesting. I don't have a structure on like who I call which day. Like the first people I'm calling are the people that when they're closed ship, I'm checking shipments and scheduling fittings. My main thing every single day is the referrals I got the day before or the referrals that are on my list of still trying to contact. Then I'll start calling in direct. But my thing is like, if I can get as many new biz on each day, that's my goal. My goal is to try and book 2 new business appointments every single day. So Monday to Friday, I'm trying to book the referrals that I got the day before. And if I have to go into cold calls to hit that 2-appointment goal that I have, I'll do that.
Yeah, when I'm thinking about who I'm going to call for the day, I do focus on groups of people is how I have done it. So I've got over 300 rolling clients now. And so what I've figured out is for me, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I just call new clients. And what that looks like specifically is I will click on I call from my phone in card view because I can click and I can hold to text. It's just so much more convenient. So I've got my iPad, I've got the new business calling cadence, split screen with my calendar, and then I'm calling from the system card view on my phone. That's how I do it. And so I'll filter call today first. And so if it's a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, and I click call today, it's going to be referrals or prospects. It's all going to be new. And so on any given day, there might be anywhere between 15 to 30 or 40 or 50 of those. Most of the time, it's going to be in the 20 to 30 range is what I'm averaging right now. And then I'm going to work that list. I'm going to work the cadence, whatever step they're in. I'm going to call, text, email, and work through that. After I get done with my call today, then the next thing that I would do is a filter called referral cleanup. But it basically just filters and helps catch any referrals that have slipped through the cracks or fallen past that I've missed. So they're more recent referrals because those are the best names we want to call. So that's what I call next. And so that's kind of the order of who I will call on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On Tuesday and on Thursday, the group of clients I focus on is clients. And so I start with call today. And so when I go to my call today, every single Monday I look at who's dropping off my rolling 12. And then I send them a text or an email, and then I schedule a phone call for either a Tuesday or a Thursday. So when I go to a call today, there's going to be rolling 12 drop-offs on there. There's going to be 20% drifting clients. There's going to be dormant clients. So whoever's on my call today, Tuesday, Thursday, will be clients. Then after, if I've worked through that list, then I'll filter 20% dormant clients, or I'll filter for somebody that like 6 months out of my rolling 12. So take your rolling 12 and then go 6 months back, like a season before that are not in your rolling 12, the ones that fell out in the last 6 months, and I will make sure that I'm trying to get those back in. So that's kind of the order of what I would call on Tuesday and Thursday for client days. And then my assistant and I on Tuesdays and Thursdays are also texting, emailing, or calling current clients that have clothing, but somehow the pre-book got moved or they fell off the calendar. So that's kind of how I've strategically been executing my daily phone time. I call every single day from 8:30 until 10:30 a.m. 5 days a week. That's just what I do. Ultimately, I think it would be amazing to get my system to the place where every single contact in it has something scheduled, right? And I'm not going to do it at mass. I'm not going to do it all at one time. That doesn't make sense. That's tedious, and I'm not going to be able to keep up with that. But if every single time, anytime I touch a name in my database, I'm going to inactivate it. I'm going to sell them and schedule it. Something's going to happen, and I want to have them scheduled for a follow-up. So that I want to get to the place where I can just pull up call today or activity today and everything's on there. I don't want to have to go digging and looking around.
So Matt, what is one daily habit that you can start in 2026 after watching this video?
So funny enough, and I guess it's not technically daily, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but our local leadership team talked about this in our December summit. So we're really committed to make our morning meetings more intentional and effective by having the topics and themes scheduled, having the balance between new partner focus content and then content for everybody, and having the topics communicated ahead of time. So
if everybody could take a minute and think about what they want to commit to in 2026 based on that last video, maybe jot it down or take a minute to reflect, think about what might be meaningful for your office. Go ahead. Okay. So earlier in the section, we heard from Matt about one habit he is committing to in 2026. We're going to ask you now all. We will be selecting 3 people to share what's one habit out of 8 essential store habits that you can commit to improving this season. And don't worry, we'll have the habits on the screen to refresh your memory.
That's after video 2.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Jumping the gun, guys. We're going to watch another video.
The last habit we'll be highlighting is all about prospecting. You all are familiar with these activities. Floats, drop-ins, creating strong RQLs to gain strong referrals from your clients. With the help from Gus and Ryan and Bell from our Charlotte office, they spoke to some veterans from our Washington, D.C. store about different strategies they use when floating and strong RQLs to use, especially if you're looking to grow in your women's business. Let's hear from Julia Kay and Lily Boswell about their floating methods and Katie Noriega about her referral strategies and RQLs she uses.
Dropping in, I find like the little honey holes around DC where no one goes, where it's untapped and you can just walk into a building and ask for the person who's probably 9 out of 10% there. High-level execs, CEOs, VPs of like lower end companies, but I know that they're owners of those companies, and if they're doing well, I know the owner's doing. And so when I go in, I normally never have an appointment. They never know I'm coming. And I always act like I do have an appointment.
Danielle Tremblay, I remember I was talking to her. We were in sales school together, and I was like, you know, some days like I really want to float, but I will go throughout my whole day. Let's see, I'm doing house calls all day, and then, you know, I'll stop maybe somewhere, but maybe there's nobody in suits, there's nobody in sport coats. And she was like, why do you need to go up and talk to just people in suits and sport coats? Like, if you're trying to get better at floating, you need to exercise that muscle every day, regardless if it's getting you outcome. With floating, I think it's really important to have the mentality of like every single person you go up to, that's your next best client. Like anytime you see someone, they're going to say yes, they're going to book an appointment with you later today, they're going to buy an Oxford Package A, that is the intent. And when you go up to them and let's say they don't say that, you're just like, okay, so it's not that one, but it's probably the next one. Like having the like, okay, it's not this guy, but it's going to be the next guy, and just continuously having that mindset. And I think it's so important to think that because it translates into the way that you're talking to them.
I'm really focused on either getting new clients or getting ladies back on my rolling 12. And so I'm focused on at least 5 ladies a month, at the very least, getting 5 of them back on my rolling 12 or a new client. Like I said, first thing you got to do is know where you're at, where you want to go. Then the second thing I started doing, I've been so focused on lady RQLs. I'm so intentional about it. Every single one of my appointments has at least 1 to 2 female related questions. Every single one. And I tell people like, hey, like especially my male clients, because a lot of times male clients don't even realize that you can sell women. They're like, oh, you sell women? I'm like, yeah, what do you think I'm wearing? But I'm like, yeah, our women's line is awesome. And so that being said, I've been trying to grow my women's business and double it. I tell people that, and then I ask very specific questions about women. Hey, who's the women version of you? Or who's the most influential woman in your industry? Or who's a female exec that you've got the privilege of working with that you just really enjoy working with? Or who's a woman that you've worked with that has the golden touch? Who's a woman that you know that just like, that demands the room? They walk in, everyone shuts up and listens. Who's the woman that is always dressed to the nines? Just like Mrs. GQ, you can just tell they care about how they look. Because like a lot of times what happens with clients is they'll get so caught up on like, oh, do they like clothing? Do they not like clothing? So I try to stay away from questions of like women who appreciate what they wear or how they look, because I just don't like clients to get into that mindset, because all I care about is, do they have the money? Are they a nice human being? And then I'll take care of the rest. The other thing is too, in terms of my list, I am making sure that list isn't full of just men. I make sure there are women on that list when I'm showing people, so that is bringing me closer and closer to women, new clients and referrals. And then I also just started prospecting lady clients. I started cold calling some ladies, some high net worth ladies that I thought I could start working with. You know, I got one, and then she referred me to all of her friends, and they referred me to their friends, and you know, it just continues on. But that's really where it starts, is like figuring out where you want to go, and then just start being intentional with asking for referrals. That's what's helped me transform my business to where I'm at right now. And I'm not quite where I want to be at yet. So I've got some more room to grow.
I mean, wow. We have some outstanding partners in our division and in our company who are crushing these habits every single day. And we didn't even scratch the surface on the other 5. And if you're sitting in the audience thinking, yikes, I don't do these habits well, or my store doesn't do these habits well, that's okay too. There's always room for growth as we go into the start of a new season. Because at Tom James here, we grow, not just in our businesses, but our impact, our legacies, and our communities. Let's bring Matt and Elise back on stage so they can talk about their takeaways from these essential success habits.
Okay, so we're gonna go back up to what I just said before the video. We are now gonna ask you all, what your commitments are based on the videos we just watched. So we're going to select 3 people to share their habits out of the 8 essential store habits that you can commit to improving this season. We're going to have them up on the screen, and we're going to bop into the crowd and get some feedback. So
I'm ready to bop.
She's ready. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you, Amber. We're going to start with Jeff Tessetta.
Oh, looky here. What a surprise.
Hi, everybody. I thought you said they were going to be on the screen.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah, there you go.
No. So Ari and Amber yesterday, speaking of morning meetings, said something that really stood out to me, which was the morning meeting should launch into a productive phone time. And I really like that. And it's something that we haven't focused on in Orlando. So that's something I really want to commit to this season. And thinking about it, it's kind of like our morning meeting was, to put it in football terms, breaking the huddle without a play. And I was just like, all right, go. So having a little bit more direction to lead into a productive phone time, I think could be wildly advantageous to Orlando. Amen.
Thanks, Jeff.
Good job, Jeff.
Thank you, Amber. Let's give it up for Jeff.
Guys, I wonder who else I should go to.
I don't know. What about Jim Zemer?
Oh, he's right here, Jay-Z. I'm going to hold the mic for you, Jay-Z.
Take the mic away? No. Well, I have the privilege of serving the Denver office, AKA the Great 38. And I would suggest that probably morning meetings are the most important part of our day because it sets us up mentally for making transactions, making appointments. And we're improving so much in Denver for our morning meetings, but I think Jeff nailed it by that word launch into phone time. And so making a connection from our morning meeting to our store goals and launching into phone time. That's where we can improve.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you. That was perfect. Nope.
All right.
Let's give it up for Jim.
All right, last up, we've got Alice in Charleston, who's a newer partner. So let's hear from her.
Oh, is it eeny, meeny, miny, mo? She's right here, too. Stand up.
Hi, I'm Alice in Charleston, and I think definitely seeing 5 a day. We're not a brick and mortar. Our clients are not coming into us, and the more people you set out to see and to meet, the better you set yourself up for success. And then at the end of the day, the more people you see, the more people you get to serve, and then that is how you can get whatever you want in life. From Jason Caldwell.
Oh, I love that.
Love it. That was great. All right, let's give it up for all 3 of them.
Give it up for our speakers today.
All right, so we're going to keep going into some recognition. So the partners who are going to be recognized next, it's just the first of many times you're going to hear their names and see them on stage this week. These people sold $870,000 of clothing, crossing the finish line sometime this fall. So let's give 2 loud Jeff Tessetta claps for each of our first-time Chairman's Club achievers. So please come up on stage when we call your name and stay for a group picture at the end. So first up, we have Hannah from Charlotte. 2 claps. Next up, we got Roxana from Greensboro. Jake Hadley from Denver.
We got Matt Cornish, South Florida.
And Molly from Raleigh.
All right, let's give it up for our newest Chairman Achievers. Come on, guys, get close together. Get up there, Molly.
All right. I'm telling you, go the wrong direction. Here.
Let's show them some love, guys. Your newest Chairman's Club members.
All righty. Oh, Evan. Wait, hold, no, this was
Evan.
fall achievers. Yeah.
Let's give them some love anyway. We love you, Evan.
All right. Give it up for our Chairman's Club achievers.
All right. We could scroll just a hair.
Can you bring it down a little for the script? Thank
There we
you. All right, next up is our CEO Dinner Achievers. These world-class clothiers made the decision to crush their quota, plus 70 units, in order to spend a few extra hours drinking Todd's finest wine and enjoying some amazing entrees. So go ahead and stand at your seats. We'll do some 2 claps for our CEO peeps. First, we got Kayla from Raleigh. We got Brent from Detroit. Ryden from Charlotte. We got Bridget from South Florida. David from Nashville. Jonathan, Nashville. And Matt Cornish from South Florida.
We've got Avon from Boston, Patrick from Denver, Jillian from DC, Hannah from Charlotte, Jake from Denver, Duncan from Charlotte, and Kevin and Meg Harris from New England.
We got Adam from Charleston, John, Orlando, Ashley, Nashville, Patrick from Charlotte, Amanda from Washington, D.C., Ben from St. Louis, and Kevin from Philadelphia.
Stand on up, you guys. We got Eddie from Jacksonville, Jared from Orlando, Jenny from Philadelphia. We got Drake from Pittsburgh, Bella from Charleston, and Greg from Raleigh, followed up by Jason from Baltimore.
We got Jim from Greenville, Molly from Raleigh,
Elise from Detroit,
Amber from Boston, Jill from Greenville, LeVar, Orlando,
LeVar.
Jack, Washington,
whatever. Roxana from Greensboro, Gabby also from Greensboro, Lily from Charlotte, and Jordan from Louisville. All right, let's hear it one more time for our CEO Dinner Achievers.
Woo! We'll see you guys tonight, maybe.
All righty, next up. So most of the people in this room remember what it's like building a business and how significant some of those first-time achievements are. So we wanted to make sure to bring the spotlight to new partners in their first year who were growing and were able to eclipse 100 units in a month for the first time this fall. So we're going to do the old
boom, boom, clap.
Boom,
okay.
boom, clap.
Stomp, clap for this
for
one.
each of our Centurion Achievers' first time. So let's see who they are. All right, so first up, we've got Ella from Charlotte.
We got Amaya from Boston.
We got Joe from Orlando.
And John from Orlando.
All right, y'all. Let's hear it for him. That's a big, big deal.
Way to go, guys. All right, so next up, new client average. No matter how long you've been at Tom James, the most reliable way to grow and quickly grow is to add new clients.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that new clients keep our prospecting, presentation, and measuring skills sharp, which also leads to better service for our existing clients. The following hunters have been busy adding 6 or more new clients each month this fall. Let's give them each a strong double clap. Starting off, we got Annalise from Charlotte, Isabella from Raleigh, Joe Orlando with 6 new clients, LeVar with 6. Keeping strong with Amanda in Washington, D.C., John Orlando, and Steven in Boston. Finishing out 6th average is Spencer in Charlotte.
Starting us off with 7 is Steve Adelsberg out of Baltimore, Trevor out of Louisville, Jill from Greenville, Bridget from Denver. Moving on to 8 is Eric in Tampa, and David in Nashville.
Now we're into 8. We got Jim from Greenville, Sydney from Nashville, Jeff, Jacksonville, Emily, Jacksonville, Matt Cornish, South Florida, Madison from Jacksonville starting us off with 9.
And Jacksonville.
We also got Greg Pittman with 9 and Drake Moore with 9.
All right, moving up to 10, we've got Jared Myers out of Orlando, Ella out of Charlotte, Brent from Detroit, Kevin and Meg Harris in New England, Ryden in Charlotte, and jumping up to 14 real quick is Jordan out of Louisville.
And finally, we got Ben Lawler averaging 18 new clients. Let's give it up.
Let's give it up for Ben. Whew. All right, so now once you have those new clients, you have to make sure you're serving them well so they stick around and continue to look their best in their Tom James clothing. So we're going to recognize everyone who has 100+ clients in the rolling 12, but don't worry. You can just stand at your seats and we'll recognize each group. So we'll start with 100 to 199, 200 to 299, and then 300+. So we're just going to keep a nice steady clap throughout the whole thing. Let's start with the group that is 1 to 200. So first up, we've got Amanda in Raleigh, Ella in Charlotte, Bridget in South Florida, Kayla in Philly, Cameron in Boston, Demetra in Boston, Mike in Denver.
We got Spencer from Charlotte, Teresa, Miami, Chica, Washington, D.C., Bella from Tampa. We got Annalise from Charlotte, Elliot from Washington, D.C., and Liz from Denver.
Next up, we got Bella in Charleston, Josh in Jacksonville, Alex in Orlando, Laura Lee in Charleston, Carissa in Baltimore, Kevin in Philadelphia, Carl in Charlotte, that rhymes, Gary in Windsor, Megan in Boston, Morgan in Pittsburgh, Brandon in Boston, Jenny in Philly, Adam in Charleston, and Patrick in Denver.
We got Mercedes from Greenville, Danielle from South Florida, Carmen from Charleston, Jenny from Nashville, Patrick from Charlotte, Giovanna from Tampa, and Ralph from St. Louis. We also got Avon from Boston, Adrian, Washington, D.C., Mike Pittman from Philadelphia, Jeremy from Philadelphia, Jim Z, Denver, Tom from Philadelphia, and Victor with 148.
All right, we're still going. Keep going, y'all. We got Lauren in Detroit, Jillian in D.C., Richard in Charleston, Gabby in Greensboro, Peter in Denver, Evan in Jacksonville, Kayla in Raleigh. We got Keith in Charlotte, TJ in Orlando, Scott in Harrisburg, Emily in Jacksonville, Sam in Columbia, Scott in Greenville, and David in Nashville.
Okay, we got Molly from Raleigh, Bradley Harder, Detroit, Katie, Washington, D.C., Holly in Tampa, 180 clients from Stephanie in Tampa, Rox from Raleigh, and Patrick from Philadelphia. We got Madison Worley, 185, Grant from Pittsburgh. We got Katie from Miami. Jonathan from Nashville, Wes from Rochester, Jeff from Orlando, and Marty Mulcahy from Detroit.
All right, bringing us home for the 100s is Steve Rose out of South Florida, Amanda out of Baltimore, Kira in D.C., and Jacques in Miami. Ooh, that was a lot. All right.
Woo. We got to get to 200 to 300 clients now. And this time, stand at your seat. We want to praise you and recognize you and show you some love. So it's not any easy feat to have this many clients. Should we start them off?
Let's start them off.
All right, first, we got Matt Cornish from South Florida, Connor in Boston, Milo in Washington, D.C.
Stand up, y'all. Let's do this.
Christina in Tampa, Scott Osborne in Louisville, Hannah in Charlotte, and Jason in Baltimore.
All right, we got Tom in Orlando, Jack in D.C., Amber in Boston, Elise from Detroit, Dom in Boston, Jake from Denver, and Allie from Detroit.
Moving on, we got Lily in Charlotte, Ryden in Charlotte, LeVar, Orlando, Jeff Harden, Jacksonville, Jill Scott, Greenville. Trevor in Louisville. Roxana in Greensboro. Joe in Charlotte, and Duncan Ham with 277 clients in Charlotte.
All right, give it up for our 200s again. Let's hear it. I know, my arms are
Who do
tired.
we got above this?
300. 300 plus? That's big. That's big. All right, so we've got 300 plus clients. Amanda out of DC. Eric out of Tampa. Jim out of Greenville. Ari in Boston. Brett in Detroit. Bridget in Denver, and Greg in Raleigh.
We then got Jared in Orlando at 402 clients. Kevin and Megan Harris in New England.
These are 400. This is
Ashley
even further up.
Johnson, 433.
Wow.
Steve Adelsberg, 452. Ben Lawler with 597 clients.
My goodness.
And finally, Jordan Yoakum with 696 clients.
Man, that is big.
Give it up, guys.
Way to go. That's a lot of people. I'm pretty sure that's almost double the amount of units I had in my first year, and he's serving that many clients every year.
We all start somewhere.
That's impressive. All right, can we scroll a little bit? All right, here we go. So to close out our session today, please join us in recognizing excellence in sales and leadership within the Nucci division. So our Partner Spotlight program is where we celebrate the growth and success of one of our outstanding partners each season. So our semi-annual national meeting is the perfect opportunity to shine a light on the partner who has gone above and beyond in their efforts to grow their business. This partner has yielded tremendous results through their hard work, dedication, and focus on key areas of their business.
The recipient of the Partner Spotlight not only receives recognition in front of their peers, but also has the chance to share their story and inspire others through the decisions and strategies that led to their growth. Our goal is to recognize and celebrate these efforts while also providing valuable insights that can help others achieve similar success.
Join us in congratulating our Partner Spotlight recipient, and stay tuned for more inspiring stories of growth and leadership within the Nucci division. So if you could all welcome Duncan Ham to the stage to introduce our Partner Spotlight recipient.
All right. I am a very lucky man because I get to work with Lily Adawara. I did not hire Lily. She's one of my adopted directs. But Lily just finished her year at her highest rolling 12, over 2,000 units. She hired 2 people this year and was up 17% in her own personal sales. She has a team of 5. She is all over the Charlotte Hall of Fame, notably the fastest to PC in Charlotte. However, I think Ella might beat her. She has a unique combination of a driver with a really big heart. You don't always see that. And while all those things are great, and that's how we know Lily at Tom James, outside of Tom James is why Lily is so awesome. She is married to Michael Roberts, and I think you can tell a lot about somebody by their spouse, and he is just an awesome man. She's someone that you want to spend time with, and when you're with her, you don't want the time to stop. I had a chance to run with her this morning 4 miles, which I definitely would not have done on my own, but when you're with Lily, you're having fun. She's one of the most genuine people I've ever met. She's very authentic. And my daughter thinks she's a superhero. Welcome, Lily Yadawar.
Hi, Hi, everyone. I'm Lily Yadawara, and I have been working out of our Charlotte office for 9 years. Before I get started, I wanted to say thank you to my team, Spencer, Ella, Clayton, and Destiny. Thank you for your trust, your work ethic, and the way you show up every day. To my leader, Duncan, thank you for the standard you hold and the belief you've had in me from my beginnings in Charlotte as an intern. And to my key influencer small groups, thank you for the accountability, perspective, and encouragement that consistently push me to be better. I wouldn't be standing here without all of you. I'll be honest, when I was asked to speak about my success this year, my first reaction was surprise. Not because it hasn't been a great year, but because the biggest changes I made weren't flashy. They were small, uncomfortable, and personal. Like most everyone here, I'm in sales, but I also lead a growing team and I am a campus recruiter. When I started this career at Tom James, if you'd asked me what I wanted, I would have said that I wanted to sell a lot of clothes, focus on my own book of business, and work a flexible schedule to travel and enjoy time with family and friends. That changed pretty quickly. I realized how much I could impact the lives of others in this career, and that focusing only on myself wasn't actually what I was looking for. I wanted to build something and leave a lasting impact. That realization is what led me into leadership early on and into recruiting at Appalachian State University, not only the school I graduated from, but also the place where I learned about Tom James through my internship opportunity. And over the past couple years, I realized that if I wanted sustainable growth in my sales, leadership, and recruiting, I needed to make changes. So, let's rewind to July of 2023. That's the month when my now husband, Michael, asked me to marry him. Life felt really good. I just hit Chairman's Club in May and was training for the New York City Marathon with a goal to run it in November for my 30th birthday. From the outside, it seemed like personally and professionally, things couldn't have been going better. But that season marked a shift for me. For the first time, I felt that my life wasn't just about me anymore, but I was trying to run my business the same way I had for 6 years. Long days on the road, detail work at night, workouts early in the morning. I was exhausted, and it became clear that this schedule wasn't compatible with the kind of partner I wanted to be. I thought maybe I needed to take things off my plate, and leadership felt like the first thing to go. I'd poured a lot of time and effort into people, and the results hadn't always followed. I questioned whether I was cut out for leadership at all. Then something changed. In August of 2023, we hired a sales development representative. I was leaving the country to visit family in Sri Lanka in September, so I couldn't hire any of our summer hires, and I was feeling burnt out. The leadership team let me hire Spencer McLeod as my SDR that September, and what started as a low-pressure trial turned into one of the most energizing seasons of my career. Spencer and I had the most fun that summer. As an SDR, he helped me build my business while deciding if this opportunity was one he'd want to continue for himself. He helped me get more referrals, rode in the car with me a couple days a week, but most of all, he reminded me that this career and building it with someone else could be fun and rewarding. When he wanted to start as a full-time salesperson in October, I wasn't going to let that opportunity to hire him slip away. Spencer and I were a two-man team for a full year, secret handshake and all. And I wanted to be the leader that could bring him to success. I didn't want to let him down, so I gave leadership my all. Then in January 2025, I hired Ella Hassick, someone who is relentlessly consistent and does exactly what she says she's going to do. I'll never forget that first day at leadership school when we went around the room one by one, telling all the leaders how many people we'd hired and how many people we'd gotten to President's Club. That was a humbling experience. Listening to others talk about their hires and President's Club success forced me to face the fact that my leadership had been stagnant. That day, I made a decision. No matter what, I was going to do everything within my power to help Spencer and Ella succeed. I was not going to be the reason they failed. At the start of this year, I also inherited Destiny Badgett and was planning to hire again in the summer. I made a commitment that this year would not be another stagnant year, all while attempting to grow my sales, protect my schedule, and treat recruiting follow-up with the same seriousness that I treat client follow-up. That leads me to the 3 changes that made the biggest impact on my 2025 season. First, I focused on what I could control and let go of the rest. I always thought I was doing this, but in reality, I was letting external factors become major stressors. I avoided hard conversations, let small issues snowball, and lost sleep over things that didn't need to be that big. I realized that this wasn't a career problem. It was a me problem. So I doubled down on what I could control: appointment setting, preparation, asking for referrals, addressing issues immediately, and strengthening client relationships, my favorite part of the business. I put pressure on my process instead of my clients, and I enjoyed my work so much more. As a result, my business grew in a way that felt sustainable. I was up 40% in new clients and 79% in new business units, and my days felt lighter. Second, I took control of my schedule. This was something Duncan and I had spoken about for years, but I finally committed to it. I had no choice if I wanted to see sustainable change. I knew that sticking to a more structured schedule was something that I had to do to have more time for my team and recruiting responsibilities, but this was also important for my vision of this job as a long-term career. I was at a crossroads where my husband was asking me if there was a different type of sales that might be easier, and it irritated me, not because he asked, but because, again, I knew this was a me problem. I stopped letting clients dictate my schedule out of fear of losing business. I made setting reasonable boundaries a priority. The result? Clients respected my time more with no loss in business, and the clients who weren't the right fit were replaced. This change gave me more time at home, fewer late nights, and most importantly, more availability for my team. I've always struggled with abundance with my time when it came to leadership, but I truly think that taking control of my schedule helped me with that. This year, I did my best to follow the essential success habits for Tom James leaders and focus on my influence rather than results. Spencer always gives me the most honest feedback, so when I told him I was giving this talk, I was interested in his perspective. He said he thought that the biggest change he'd noticed in my leadership was that I was more available. I took that as a huge compliment, especially since that was something I was focused on. In short, I sold more, led more people, and recruited more, all while being more present. Third, I surrounded myself with people I wanted to emulate. I was lucky enough to be in a KI small group in 2024, led by Jack Tierney, which included Sarah Bentley, Lauren Dawkins, Grace Palmer, and Eric Sipe, fondly referred to as Jack's Gal Pals. If you're like me, hearing those names, you think, wow, what a strong group of leaders. I learned something from every single one of those people over the year and a half we were in a group together. The biggest thing I took from Jack's leadership was that he always had fun doing his job, all while making it fun for everyone else around him. And even though he's a top 25 salesperson, he always had time for his people. He truly showed me what it looked like to have success in sales and leadership, but still keep it light and fun. Sarah was relentless on her mission to set a great example for her team in new business and was focused only on setting her appointments and leadership, which was a wildly successful approach for her. She taught me to focus on my habits over results. Lauren was also so resilient. No matter what came her way, she was so abundant with her team, knowing that what she put into the lives of others would come back into her own. Grace is exactly what her nickname implies, the Bulldog. Even fresh off maternity leave, she was grinding out transactions and not letting circumstances influence her drive for success in sales and leadership. Eric Sipe was slinging Holland & Sherry, banging out best months yet, increasing sales, and growing his team in an area that has less support than us East Coasters. And this season, I've been in a small group with Ari Gray, Christina Del Rosal, and Louisa Liu, another crazy successful group. And it's no coincidence we all hit Wardrobe Masters this year. Thanks. There's no way I could have gotten my pants sales up without them. Each of these people had a huge impact on how I led my people and ran my business this year. When I look back on this year, what I'm most proud of isn't the results. It's that I learned how to show up more consistently, I focused on what I could control, I protected my schedule, and I surrounded myself with people who made me better. If you're feeling stuck or stretched thin, my encouragement is simple. Try all of these small changes for a year. Small, uncomfortable changes done consistently can completely change your career and your life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Thank you, Lily.
So that is all we have for today's session, excuse me. Thanks for sticking with us, and we got done a little bit early. So for those of you who achieved CEO dinner, the shuttle tonight will be leaving exactly at 5:30. I think it's actually a trolley.
Yes.
And the first one leaves at 5:25, I think, and then the last one shortly thereafter. So be there, ready to leave, 5:25.
Yes. All
Sound
right.
good?
Well, thanks for all your attention today, and
Thank you
have
all.
a great evening.
Have a lot of fun.